Well, welcome to the Complete Nonsense Podcast. I want to pre-apologize for anything that we may say that may piss you off or offend you. If it does, please call your friends. Tell them to get on and listen to what these fucking idiots are saying. Comment. Hit that subscribe. We want to hear your opinion, but not really. We need the money. Let's begin.
Now, we're really motherfucking back with another episode of Complete Nonsense.
Complete Nonsense. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun?
Oh, yeah.
I ended last week. Well, episode 51 now.
51.
That's 51.
51.
I had said last week that I had a Jelly Roll shirt, and look what I'm wearing.
Jelly roll.
Are you seeing this?
Jelly roll.
Sherpa, are you seeing
Kind of looks
it?
like Leonard Skinner
Yeah,
style,
I know.
though, like a cop Leonard
That's not
Skinner
jelly.
style.
That's not even a jelly roll.
It says Jelly Roll,
It's a
guy.
fucking bird.
It says Jelly Roll and it says beautifully broken. Let's welcome our
Man.
guest today, Matt.
Welcome.
Thank
guys.
you,
Right?
thank you.
He's also known as Thirsty.
Thirsty.
He is thirsty. You are thirsty.
He's so thirsty.
I'm not the one that's thirsty. It's,
That's true. Look, I'm going to tell you that this young man has been with us now for a little bit, right? He's been spending some time here.
Yeah.
Family friend, the whole 9 yards. Everywhere I take this fucking guy, he's like the Pied Piper. Like there are chicks,
Just thirsty.
all of them. Like
thirsty.
it's ridiculous. Like, and again, he's not a bad looking guy, but he's not that good looking. He's not fucking George Clooney and shit.
the 6'3" helps.
The what?
The 6'3" helps.
That's true. 60.
Yeah.
You can pull the microphone in. You don't have to lean into it. Yeah. We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
I'll figure it out.
There's an arm. Like the arm moves, bro. You know? No, you're going the wrong way. Help him. Dees, will you help the guy?
I like thirsty
He's
just
new.
being thirsty.
He's new to the podcasting game.
He's got it. He's fine.
We
He's
welcome back to another episode. How's everybody's week? Everybody had a good week?
Fast week.
I know, very fast. Yeah, even faster when Sherpa's like, I gotta go home soon.
This is going to be a 10-minute episode.
Are we allowed to talk? I don't know. Are we allowed to discuss that? So, Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a
Welcome
blessing.
to the show.
Yeah.
Honor and a blessing.
I was telling them last week about your Echo Shield, how you tried your best. You went out there, right?
Tried my hardest for sure.
He
Yeah.
did try. Like he would. So this guy, let me catch everybody up. He went out there and he was selling bug spray,
Yeah. Pest control.
pest control, and it was inside and outside pest control.
Inside, outside, taking care of like webs in the eaves and like wasp nests, taking all that stuff down. It
Yeah.
was-
Wow.
And you went down there with a guitar and a dream like Bon Jovi, right?
I don't think that was his dream.
And it was his dream. They
I think
were-
he just went there to get
he was
a
only
job.
going to be there for 3 months, and they were telling me he's going to make what $70,000, right? Something like that.
It was straight commission based. So basically, if I sold, I think it was up to like 500,000 worth or something.
500,000 in 3 months.
Wow.
Let me explain. Something.
Yeah.
Let me explain something about
They
500.
lied to you.
500,000. If you could sell $500,000 of bug spray, you're fucking Orkin.
Yeah. There's a line.
Yeah. You're Orkin, right? Orkin does that in probably a half a year.
Oh yeah.
Easy half a year, right? So he came in. He said, AC, can I bum from where he lived to come here to go down there?
Yeah.
So I was trying to talk. They gave him a ridiculous contract, like right? They gave him some ridiculous contract that said we own you, and I was scared the guy was going to be trafficked. I was nervous.
Wow.
Like all of a sudden he was going to call me.
How did you find that job? Like, how did it just pop up and you're like, this is it? This is what I'm going for?
So I was working at a dispensary before out in Arizona, and pretty much I met the dude there, and he's like, I take my sales team to Miami every summer. I was like, yeah, why not? I'll give it a try, see how it goes, and yeah, just
Wow, just straight up got him. Like,
Got him.
Yeah.
Like he had no idea who this guy was.
Yeah.
This guy could have been. All I pictured was this poor guy was going to be like dancing in a thong for a bunch of men, and they were going to be throwing dollar bills at him.
Did he really be thirsty?
He'd be and all of a sudden he's like wobbling around and shit. And you know I'm going to get him, right? And Stax would be my wingman. You'd stay home.
Yeah, I stay home.
But the dude who kind of talked you into it, did he have like nice stuff? Did he was he balling? Did you look at him and you were like, this dude's balling?
Yeah, well, I know how these door-to-door sales companies work. So he's the owner of the Miami office. So that's the only reason I even gave it like a chance at all. Because realistically, if it was like just some random dude who was on the team, I wouldn't have went for it. But I was like, maybe the owner can actually teach me some stuff, get me into it. But yeah, it just didn't work out.
That reminds me of that scene in Deadpool where he shows up and he gives him the card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of like that thing, and then he just disappears.
Oh yeah.
I was in college one time and I was taking a flight home and this guy was sitting next to me on the plane and he was part of this like subscription grocery store where you could sign people up and it was a pyramid scheme. They could only buy groceries from your from this grocery store and he like talked me into it, right? And he's like, I'll meet you at Starbucks on the way back. Like when you get back in town, I'll meet you at Starbucks. He's dressed all nice. I'm like, I'm about to be fucking rich. This motherfucker's, I'm fucking ready, dude. So I get to Starbucks all early. I got my little notebook ready. I'm all fucking dressed. I'm like, this is it. Fucking Sherpa's hitting it big time. You know?
Yeah.
So I show up and I'm sitting in the parking lot and I fucking see this old ratty ass Jeep Cherokee roll into the parking lot and park. And that motherfucker gets out of the fucking ratty ass Jeep Cherokee looking sharp as hell. And I fucking put my car in drive and just drove out of the parking lot. I'm like, not fucking today, buddy, you know?
You know, the thing about it was like when we were having the conversation, we weren't trying to in any way, shape, or form disparage him to try it, right?
Yeah, he looked like
But-
he was driven to go.
But I
he went
wanted
for
him
it.
to be realistic about it, right?
Right.
So tell them. So what happened was you got there, right? They lied to you about who you were rooming with.
Yeah, I thought it was only gonna be like 2, maybe 3 people max. It was 6 dudes.
6 dudes
in a house.
in an apartment.
2-bedroom apartment. Yeah.
What?
2-bedroom apartment.
Boot camp.
What? So
Right.
people were sleeping on the floor.
No. There's 2
Had to be.
bedrooms. Oh yeah, true. What,
Bunk beds. Bunk beds.
Bunk.
Boot camp, boy.
Tell me
Ooh,
you're
that's
on
a
top.
that's a point
That's
I missed.
crazy.
I missed the bunk beds. Okay, and this is the best. This is one of the best scenes about it, right? As we're talking, because we'll get more into it. Believe me, I'm going to ask him all the questions. I'm going to let him tell you the whole story. So, why this journey is going on with him? You know, I'm keeping in touch with him and
Right.
my son Bo,
course.
and because they're very good friends, right?
Right.
So, I get a call and I said, I haven't heard from Thirsty in a while. You know, where is he? And he's like, my son's like, yeah, just let him be. And I said, now I know. You know, what do you mean let him be? He's like, yeah, you just leave him alone. I said, what are you not telling me? He goes, I'm not telling you, man. There's nothing to tell you. So I know my guy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now I'm trying to beat at him. What? He's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. So he gets back, and I'm like, okay, now what the fuck was this whole secret shit that
right.
he didn't say it was a secret, but I knew it was a secret, right? I'm not an idiot.
Because he already knows you would have called him instantly.
Instantly. I would have drove down
instantly.
there. 3 guys
100%,
in a room,
100%. I know
right?
he
So
would've done that.
I'm like, what is it, Thirsty? What happened? He's like, I was with 3 guys in the bedroom. I'm like, you
Say
know
no
what
more.
What I say to you, bro?
He said you would have shredded me.
Shredded him. I would have
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
shredded him. I'd be
yeah.
like, you gay motherfucker. Because, you know, all of a sudden you wake up and there's some guy like, you know, like next to you, like breathing on you. This is just-
Did
So-
any of those guys succeed?
No, I don't think any of them. He
I
says,
mean,
They were all like,
there's Franklin.
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 Tell him about Franklin,
Man,
please.
Franklin is, I mean, all respect to him. I don't know how he did it. I didn't really get a chance too much to talk to him, but not back to back weeks. He sold $40K worth my first week out there, and then like a 15, 20K the next, and then another 40K the next week.
Now listen. We're talking
Damn.
100,000
I would have followed him everywhere.
everywhere. I don't
Everywhere.
believe. That's why I don't believe any of it. Franklin was bullshit.
He was a mole.
Franklin, yeah,
he was a
plant,
mole.
a plant.
Oh, yeah, he was a mole.
That's what I say, Sherpa. He was definitely a plant. So they got now they're trying to give him now this guy who recruited him, right? Didn't even show up for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Didn't even show up for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And then what did they do to you during the day? What was you give us a morning to the end of the day? How did it look?
So morning you wake up like 7:30, pretty early, and then morning meeting in the office. Then you get all the guys, and then it's like they do the hype man stuff. So you're like, you know, like you're all like, up in the huddle, like,
Just the 60 y'all, or is there more? They got more. Is it just the 60 y'all?
oh no,
that
there's
they
like
recruit?
50 people total. Yeah.
Does Franklin get to sleep into 8? Does he come out of the master bedroom?
The robe on.
So you do this huddle.
Yeah, then a huddle, and then you hit the gas station, get your little snacks and water for the day, And then they drop you off in a neighborhood around like 10, 11 o'clock. And then you're just out there knocking doors till like 8 o'clock.
Oh,
Okay,
that
now,
sounds brutal in Texas. Texas?
No, here. This is
Oh,
Miami.
here.
This is he did it here. He just got back
I
2
thought you
days
were
ago.
in Texas.
No, he did solar in Texas. We'll get there.
Oh, wow.
And solar, we were 6 of us during solar, but we at least had a 3-bedroom apartment. So
Well,
like
I
2
bet.
people per room. You know, that was a little bit better.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It
So,
was the-
so wait. The operative word in this, the operative sentence he just stated was they stop at a gas station at 9 o'clock in the morning, you said?
Yeah.
They get snacks and water. So how much water did you bring for a 12-hour day?
I mean, you can only really carry like 2 bottles at a
2
time.
bottles, 12
Oh,
hours.
wow.
So when he was out of water, he had no car. They dropped him in a neighborhood.
They wouldn't pick him up until they're
Pick him
done.
up till 8 o'clock.
I'm running to gas stations, like begging to charge my phone and get for a couple bottles
So
of
they
water.
literally just drop
Are
you
you all
off.
hearing this?
They drop you off and you just got to work.
All day.
You don't leave until we
no,
pick you up.
No food.
That's
Except
terrible.
what he's paying for, right? Which, okay. But again, a normal 8-hour job, you're going to have a lunch hour, right? You're going to get paid. So I kept saying to him, every time I did talk to him, because they stopped talking to me for a minute, because I was like, take this, fuck, come home. You know,
Right.
call this shit a day. And I kept saying what they should be saying to Tristan. The guy's name is Tristan. The guy who's rolling up with a Ferrari, his name's Tristan.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, that's what his name was.
Franklin's
Tristan was getting hit for the 100 million like this. As we talked
I
about the
bet.
other day, right?
I bet.
Yeah. So Tristan's his boss, the guy who recruited him, doesn't even show up for 2 weeks, right? So I'm saying to this guy, bro, are you okay out there? And he's driven.
He's driven.
Totally driven.
Yeah.
And he's like upset about it. And I'm like, guy, this is not you.
Yeah.
You are not a failure here.
Yeah.
They're setting you up 50
They
of
are
them.
definitely setting you up. That is-
25, at least 25 left.
I didn't even heard of that. I've never even heard of a job like that.
Yeah, see?
I've never even heard of a job where
So-
they drop you off and leave you.
8 o'clock. Right. He doesn't see anybody all day.
Yeah.
What happens if you had an emergency?
Don't matter. Don't
You
matter.
gotta get that sale and then you
Don't-
go home.
You got to get the sale.
So crazy.
So they gave you a shirt and pants, right? What did they
Not even
promise
pants,
you?
Just a shirt.
No, they didn't even give you the pants.
I got a shirt. I got a rain jacket.
Couldn't even get
A hat.
out
couldn't even get
I think I left the hat because when I left, I put like my hat, the shirt, and then the tool belt. You know, like
They
I
gave
was
him a
like,
tool belt.
Yeah.
Why did they give you a tool belt?
'Cause it
Tell
was-
them why.
Because you're supposed to take like the technician approach. Like you're calling up, you're like, oh hey, I'm the tech working on your neighbor. If
But there's no truck in the area.
yeah,
so
no
follow
truck
this.
at all.
okay?
Yeah.
There's not even a car to get out of
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You have a raincoat though in case of rain.
And water
Oh,
bottles.
my
Two.
2 water
Two.
bottles. Yeah.
He's in Miami, Sherpa. In Miami.
That's a very hot place to be.
in
Very hot
summer.
place to be. Yeah.
So he's coming up. He's coming up with a tool belt, right? And he's like, "Hey, Mr. Dees, look at these little bugs that are hanging in your thing." He's like, "The truck's here," and then so if I'm that guy, I'm like, "Where's the truck, bro?"
Yeah.
Right? Where's the truck? And you're like, "Oh, I just have the tool belt because I'm
Well, if you
Batman."
notice my little logo on my shirt, I got my shirt and my tool belt.
So yeah, right.
That's
so
crazy.
he's
Yeah.
there. He knocks on, what would you say, a couple of $100 a day?
Yeah, probably like 100 doors a day. Yeah.
$100 a day.
Yeah,
So he
wow.
makes a couple of sales, and then the people, right, after service it, $2,500 a year for this bug spray.
Nah, the minimum was like a little bit over $1,000.
$1,000. That was the
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah, minimum.
Yeah, and then the maximum was like 25. Because Franklin did not do $1,000 for 80
No.
in 100,000 in 3 weeks. He was not selling the minimum.
No.
You wouldn't have enough time.
He was putting people on like $500 monthly deals and stuff like that.
500. Now this is what happened. So Franklin was lying to everybody. He was signing.
Oh, he was a mole. He was a
just-
plant.
Yeah.
He was definitely a plant.
Even if he was a plant, he was probably just putting down addresses.
Yeah.
Because what could happen? They could cancel the next day, couldn't they?
Yeah, after the service.
Or even before the service,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
How
before
many
the
calls did you get for the people that you signed up that they canceled before you even sprayed?
I had at least 2.
2. And he was only there 2 weeks. He was there 2 weeks. And he was one of the worst in terms of the bottom 20.
So,
Deals, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Did you get paid any money? Like, say, if you didn't make a sale, did you get still paid
The draw.
anything? What
The
was
draw.
the draw?
So the draw was like 500 to 1,000 every 2 weeks, but it was based on how much you sold. So if you sold, I think you had to sell at least like 12,000 within those 2 weeks to get that full 500. And then I think if it was
Wow.
more, you get If you sold more rev, then
But if you
get
didn't
more.
sell any that week,
You're really not supposed to get anything. No.
But I got him to get the draw, bro.
Yeah.
I was making sure the kid was getting the
yeah,
draw.
you gotta get the draw.
You're out there with 2 bottles of water and a fucking. He came back here, right? And again, he knows we're a safe zone. You know that, Dees, right? Your house, my house, right? We got a lot of people come through, so he knows he's good here. And he came back with a box of Ritz. That's what he was eating all fucking week.
The extra toasty Cheez-Its. So.
Extra
Oh
toasted
my
cheeses
gosh.
and Ritz that were spicy and hot. So when he went through that bottle of water, he was fucked because he was eating spicy, hot Ritz in Miami and not selling a couple of bug sprays that were the bug sprays that you sold. How many bitched about the fucking service?
At least like 4 or 5.
4 or
honestly.
5. He didn't even sell them, and they were already bitching about. So before he went, him and I.
So
went,
so when he got so when he got the sale, the people that he sold the company they sold, they never show up or shit like that.
No, they would show up, but it'd be more like just a half-ass job.
Oh,
And
so you're selling like you're killing yourself to sell, and you're not doing the job. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah,
Exactly.
dude, it's
Exactly. Like I'm describing it as like this is gonna be the best service you ever had in your life. Like don't worry, we're gonna take care of everything. And then they get there, and it's just the most half-ass
They're
job.
spraying
you get.
water, bro. They're spraying water. Echo Shield. Let's just remember that Echo Shield. Any young people out there, do not go to Echo Shield door-to-door sales. Wow. You're better served, right? Shooting heroin in a dumpster and trying to get the $100 million that I was trying to talk about a couple weeks ago, because they're going to screw you. You were just lucky that we found you. We knew who you were. And we knew that you were looked after, right? There was no doubt in my mind, because I was lighting this kid up, right? Whether I don't think we had an influence in it, but he knew in the back of his mind he had an out. Could you imagine the people that didn't have an out? He's coming from Arizona. Right? Could you imagine the people that came from California, Washington State? These guys that had put everything they had into this company because they're promising them what, 50,000 for the summer?
Yeah. I mean, my goal was to go in there and make like at minimum 30,000.
30,000. He thought he was going to make 30,000, which they sold you. It's not your fault. They told you you could make $30,000 in a sum. Now look, I'm a sales professional. I'm going to call this.
I'll give you that.
If I knew of a company that I could make $70,000 in 3 weeks,
Of course.
I'd push these kids out the way. I'd push them off a cliff. I'd be like, "Hey, Thirsty, come on, let's take a look at this cliff." And last thing you hear is, "Why?" As he falling down the fucking hill. I would literally throw him off a cliff. There's no way you're. And so this Franklin character, he's a plant.
100%. He has to be a plant. Or where was he going? Like how far away from where you were to where he was? Or was that not disclosed?
I don't know the exact locations he was in, but we went all over, like all the way up to Port St. Lucie.
Right.
And then, because we were staying in Fort Lauderdale. So we went up to Port St. Lucie, Stewart,
West Palm
Right.
Beach,
yeah, West Palm Beach.
Miami proper.
Yeah, I think he would go to more like the Miami areas because those are a little bit like higher spending.
So
like,
they drop
people.
you off in the shit ones and they leave.
But Port St. Lucie's not terrible.
Yeah, no, there was still,
but it sounds like. Did you ever see him get dropped off before you?
No. I think he had a
Oh,
car.
yeah. I didn't believe Franklin existed.
Franklin went home.
Yeah,
Franklin went home.
Franklin lived there.
100%.
So so you got these food and crackers for 8 to 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
If it rained, what would you do?
You better hope you have your raincoat on you because if not, you're just gonna get soaked.
Just
Standing in the rain, like you're staying in the rain, you're still knocking on doors in the rain?
Nah, I would knock on a door, and then when they wouldn't answer, I would just stand under their little roof and try and get a little bit of shelter. Yeah.
Did anybody chime in on the ring and be like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
No, thankfully not. But I'm sure if I kept at it longer,
yeah,
definitely I would have got that a few times.
So as we're going along in this with him, right? All of a sudden he sends me this picture, right? There's one of these kids that got recruited.
16.
16 years old. He's in the back of a police car.
What?
Please tell the story.
They can recruit that young?
I guess so.
Yeah,
That can't be.
that's what I thought. I'm like, is this legal?
No way.
It's
No
not
way.
legal.
They are definitely.
But he's a great kid. Shout out to him. But
What was his name?
Alexis.
he got
Alexis. Is
yeah.
he? We hope Alexis is okay.
Yeah, he got taken.
Yeah, he got taken. He definitely got taken. So what happened to Alexis?
they dropped him in a no soliciting neighborhood, and he got caught up for trespassing.
Got a charge. It happens.
They're just like, throw the kid in there.
Caught a charge in
Wow.
a no soliciting neighborhood.
Did they bail him out?
No, I don't think he got booked or anything. I think the cops just drove him to a gas station, dropped him off.
That was it.
You have no affiliate to this company if you get caught.
Unbelievable, right?
Wow.
Isn't that unbelievable that they can get away with that? Okay, so now you're in peril because now they're telling you you're not selling enough, right? So we're a couple weeks into this. You're
Oh, they
out there-
came to you and said that?
Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't on pace to like hit my
Was
goal. basically.
anybody on pace other than Franklin?
Yeah, no, there's a few guys. Yeah, there's a few like first timers too who like, but they had been like with the company since January, like doing trainings and practices and.
That they live in Miami? Are they from Miami?
One of them did, yeah. One of them did.
And they so when he came to us, he came here, got from Arizona, comes here. We're sitting around, we're talking, we're chatting. You know, he spent a couple of days here before he went because he needed that recharge. I mean, it's a long ride. Yeah. He drove here, right?
Yeah.
So we're glad he got to recharge, sit down, and him and I were spending a lot of time together, right? And I'm reading this contract. This contract that this guy wrote, right, was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. First of all, it was a contract for Arizona. The guy's working in Florida. All right, let's get that straight. All right, you cannot. It's null and void. If you're going to try and do a contract that somebody's writing, that somebody's writing a contract for you to work for them, you have to. It has to be regulated by the state, the laws of the state that you're in.
Right.
This one was saying it's abiding by the laws of Arizona, but he wasn't working as Arizona.
So it's a scam.
Oh, it was a total
It's
scam. What they get is these kids to come in. Sell them hope, right?
Sell them the dream.
Get them here, put them. We're gonna be in an apartment. Like I was telling Thirsty, just go tender it for a couple of months. At least have some fun, right? But he couldn't because he was spending his own money, and they weren't giving him money except the money that I kept saying, "Go get. Go make sure you get that money."
So let me guess. When you were talking to him, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get you an apartment.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this," and then you show up and there's just 6 guys, and that's crazy.
Pretty much,
yeah. And did you get to choose who you stay with, or they assigned you?
No, they just assigned you.
So if you had some creepy dude who was like jerking off to a soda bottle, right, and he's watching midget porn, are you having to get stuck there to watch that?
I mean, I probably would have been stuck with it, but I probably would have just like went to him and been like, "Look, I can't do that."
Yeah. Did you? Were you okay with both your roommates?
Yeah, no. Well, so I was in the first room with these brothers actually first. Because they were hella cool, super accommodating, you know. And then
2 bunk beds and a bed by itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you in a bunk bed?
I was on top bunk.
You took the top.
Top bunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to take the top.
But still, my tall ass still could barely fit in it.
Yeah. You are sick. How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3".
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Yeah. And you're now you came in at like 195, but you came back about 160. Yeah.
Probably,
It was like
yeah.
you left a concentration camp.
Walking
okay.
like 10 miles a day.
Yeah. 10 miles a day
Easy.
with fucking Ritz crackers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can show you it's all on the health app on the
Did you-
iPhone.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever get to a point where you walked all day and you're like, I just need to, what did you do? I mean, there's no way you went all day knocking, like you had to take a
Oh, he
second.
went all day, bro.
No, I know, but you had to take a second and
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, no, I had no shame in that and taking
Yeah.
like
Oh,
30 minutes to
100%.
just chill.
One day, I'm gonna tell one of your stories, right?
Go ahead,
I get a call from Bo, right? Don't harass him, Dad. I said, what do you mean don't harass him? He says he's crying. What the fuck's he crying about?
Yeah, well, he's been sold a dream. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
true.
It don't matter though, bro. You're selling. Look, you're selling bug spray. All right, let's.
Well, I know at one point you're probably like I got.
Oh, he was
fucked.
trying.
It
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
like,
100%.
mentally draining.
It was meant that
100%.
he was giving everything he had. So
Yeah.
I get him. I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind? I was like, we are not playing the crying game.
Yeah.
Get the fuck in your car
And come
grab
home.
your shit and come. This is not like this was not set up for success, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I told him what I say. Go tell him you want to fucking be with Franklin. Franklin's doing that 40,000.
Yeah.
You want to watch him for
I
3
wanna
days
watch him.
because they didn't give
Yep.
him anything. They gave him no tools. They gave him a shitty video, and you got to hear this video. Guy's like, "Can you make me a sandwich?" That's how a guy's approaching a door. He's knocking on a door like yours, and he's saying, "Hey, can you make me a sandwich?" Right? He's not fucking selling. That's not selling. And the other one that's selling was flat out lying. He was fucking lying to
Yeah,
people.
something's not right.
He's
Something's
like-
not adding up there.
Oh, it was terrible.
None of them
Right?
are doing good, but one guy's fucking
There were a couple that
killing
were
it.
saying they were doing good, but it was all lies,
It was all
in my
lies.
opinion. So then he says, he's like, I hear he's sad. And I'm like, bitch, you ain't being sad on my watch. This is not happening. I said, you just call when you want to call.
Yeah.
No problem. He gives it another week. All right. Now you're into your 4th week, right? It was 4 weeks.
Yeah, this is week
Okay. Now he's got Tristan comes out, this boss from Arizona, all right? And what's he start texting you? You're not, tell them how he started telling you how you were not doing well. Please.
When he was like, I need you to get on the board.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was the first week I got like 3 deals. Second week got like 2 deals, and then since I didn't hit 5 deals, I was on their probation. So basically, if you don't get enough sales while on your probation week, you just get sent home. That's it. You call it wraps. So I didn't get enough on my probation week, so I was like, all right, I'm ready to call it. I was talking to, his name is Chaz, not Tristan. Tristan was just another guy.
Oh, Chaz.
Yeah. Fucking Chaz.
Chaz and Tristan, bro. Tell me that doesn't sound like a
We know
boy
who you
band.
are, Chaz. Tristan,
Yeah.
who the fuck?
Yeah, fuck
We know
you,
who you
Chaz.
are.
You're
Fuck
with
you.
Harvey Showroom, bro.
Yeah.
And fucking, yeah, go ahead.
Fuck over thirsty.
But
yeah.
I was ready to go home. I was like, all right, it's clearly tried it, didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then I got a text from another one of the managers. It was like, I don't know if Chaz talked to you, but you're not going home. Because he wanted to at least get a little.
He's been kidnapped.
Seriously.
He's been kidnapped.
Are we hearing this story, guys?
Yeah.
I told you I was going to bring on a guest when we talked about it last week, and he was staying with us.
Yeah.
He's still here, thankfully, right?
Yeah.
And he's more than welcome to spend as much time with us. But at the end of the day, this was definitely an interesting fucking, a scam. Like, not even scam, kidnapped. The guy got kidnapped. So go ahead. They weren't going to let you go home for another week.
He just wanted to get a chance to at least work with me because he's the one who recruited me. So
What'd they call those parties when you got 0 sales?
Donuts? No, bagels. They call them bagels. Yeah.
So you had the bagel parties in the morning, right?
Yeah, or like at night, it'd be like a bagel protocol. What they
So
call
all
it.
the bagels would be by themselves.
No, just all the bagels would have to like get together and like work. Like you have to practice, do role plays, all those good things. Yeah.
How many bagels were in the group?
Yeah, how many bagels
It
were?
was a good, probably like 10 to 15 people bageling a day.
Out of 20.
A day, guy. Out of 50.
That's crazy.
That's more than 20% of the
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
bagels. Almost half.
That's a failing business.
It's a failing. Well, it's not a failing business.
He's using them.
They get 50 people, right?
And they lose nothing because they shove them all in one
They lose
apartment.
nothing, bro, and they draw. So a draw means, see, you don't know draw. You're a guy you're a salaried guy, right? And the years you were driving a truck, you knew how much you were making, right? And you probably made more by doing more, right? You don't know the world of sales like we do.
Right.
So a draw means that I'm going to give you $1,000. Okay, you don't have to do anything. I'm going to give you $1,000. But when you make 1,000, you're going to start paying me back that money I lent you. That's a draw.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what they were doing to these guys.
Right.
So it doesn't cost them anything.
Right.
Because he just said if they don't sell anything, they'll give them $500, but if they don't hit 12,000, they don't get anything. So this guy's spending money. He spent money gas to get here from
course.
Arizona.
Yeah.
He spent money. You bought your shirts.
Yeah.
He bought his pants.
Yep.
They told him they were giving him an iPad.
They mentioned the iPad, didn't get one.
Didn't get a truck. You were supposed to get a truck.
No truck.
No truck, right? So it's costing him money to do this job. And then at the end of it, they're like, the guy's trying to leave and they're still not letting him go.
It sounds like they went that far away, so he has no options when he
Correct.
gets there.
Like the bunny ranch we talked about.
Right.
Like the bunny ranch.
Just be careful out there.
I told you I
podcast land.
was resonating with those girls last night. We were watching that show.
Yeah.
I felt them.
See,
honestly. I
even
really
he
felt
watched the bunny ranch with me the other day,
Yeah.
and he was seeing that these girls had no out. Like they couldn't get out because it was costing them money to be there, and they were taking their money. Right? They were making 1,000. They were taking half, as we talked about last week. And this poor guy is doing the same thing. So they're keeping him there because let's say he didn't have a family behind him. Right?
Right.
Let's say he's just a guy that got recruited and all that. All of a sudden he's stuck there until they say we're done with you. Now they don't even give a fuck how he gets home. Let's say he came from
course.
California with no money.
And they 100% know that because
No,
he's a young
100%,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so you had bagel meetings, right? And at what point did you and them finally come to terms that this is bullshit, right? And you just said, I'm done. Was it the day at the park? So this is what happens. I kept telling him, let me hear you. Because in my interpretation, I knock on a door. This is how it's going to go. Hey, Sherpa, how are you today?
Fuck you. Get
Good,
off my
good.
front yard.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I would first of all have a little set of those bug eggs on my shirt. Okay, that's how I did it with tree spraying. I'd have a little set of those bug eggs, and I'd be like, "Hey, we're just here in the neighborhood," and I would make sure there's a truck there to spray them immediately. Right? If I'm gonna go, there better be a truck on the next block because I would be doing it where I would say, "Hey, Sherpa, I'm here right now." Oh no, sorry about that. Look at that. Yeah, we're here in the neighborhood spraying these bugs. We want to make sure that if we spray the entire neighborhood, you guys are covered. I got a deal for you today. We're gonna do. Usually it's $150. We're gonna do for $75 right now, but I got to have you sign up first thing right now. $75, I'll have the truck here in 15 minutes. We used to do that in New York for tree spraying for caterpillars. We would have the entire fucking block doing it because it was cheap at the time. We're right here. They see that you're spraying, right? And you put a caterpillar on your shirt. It was fucking no brainer.
That's what got
Even though we were
Stax.
spraying water. We were spraying water.
Stax got hit with that because we got the bug guy, and this guy was all injected, the whole thing. And I said, they're going to be good for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I watched the guy show up and not do, like, he would walk in the back because I have cameras, and they wouldn't do anything. So then I said, hey, they're not doing anything.
Right.
So I go back out there. I'm like, did you spray the fireplace and everything like that? And he's like, yep. I was like, all right. That was it. Because I watched him not do anything.
Yeah. So you did that. You did that. How many times did he actually spray?
He first of all, he didn't show up on the days he was supposed to show up. And then
That's the text he was getting
right, and
for the
then
5 sales the poor guy had.
And the second time was one guy was training, and that was the day where he didn't do the fire, the fire pit. When I was like, I specifically said I needed that spray because of the bugs back there.
Yeah.
So
And somebody sold her door to door.
Yeah. But when they first showed up, the guy, like you just said, the guy was there. He was jumping and hollering. My
Did he have a tool belt
Yeah,
on?
my daughter was looking at him like, "Oh, this guy's fun."
Right,
and then I'm like, "We don't need that." And he's like, "I could do this right now." He had a whole crew. They started scrubbing the stacks. Like, "Oh, we're good." I'm like, "How much is this?"
Yeah.
But,
How much was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Do you remember the company?
No, Stacks. Yeah,
He don't get involved in that. He's the one who ends it.
Yeah,
She gets sucked in and he ends it.
Yeah.
So it was like, so now you are at the point where you're done. Chaz comes. Did you actually did the man come and work with you for a couple days?
Yeah, no, he did.
Did he sell anything?
Not that I saw, but he did get a couple of sales like when
Wait,
he was
hold
working
on.
with other people.
Stop.
Yeah.
For a second.
So what he says,
Because we had this app where like each sale you get, it would go onto the app, and then
he's
The
definitely
app. There was
he
an
owns
app.
the app.
Yeah, there was an app.
He
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, he was showing. That's where he showed me
Yeah.
Franklin shit.
Franklin.
But nobody could see Franklin doing it.
Yeah.
I want to get Franklin on the show. Can we call Franklin?
I'm sure. Yeah, probably it had to be on a Sunday. That's their only day off.
That's the only day of Sunday.
I would love
6
to
days
know.
a week. We were talking 6
He
days
has
a
to
week.
have a secret.
12 hours a day, Sherpa.
I respect the hustle, bro. Good on you, bro. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna. This
And
is good in your
yeah.
life as you like grow and get older. Like good on you for doing it, dude.
Yeah,
Straight
yeah.
up, man. That's
I agree,
awesome, bro.
and that's what we said to him. But you know something? At some point, you got to call it, right?
Yeah,
you can't let
100%.
you can't let the like he was
But you
going to
fucking
continue on.
charged it, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
He
a lot of
did.
people
He
don't
did. 4 or
charge
5
it, dude.
weeks,
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave it, and I kept saying, "Dude, call it." You know, for his sake, because again, you're spending money. That's my thing. I understand pride comes in the way. All right, and pride is a dangerous thing because they're young, right? He's a young guy. He wants to show that he can do it.
Yeah.
Nobody in our world would feel like he didn't accomplish anything. Just the fact that he drove here to try it for
Dude,
3
fucking
weeks.
respect.
Respect, yeah.
1,000%.
But once they're not paying you the shit they're pretending or saying that they're going to give you
Pay,
draws
yeah.
and shit, now you're in a territory where now it's costing you to be there.
But how
Right.
cool is it that he met you and he gets to learn from you?
Yeah,
You're like the
well,
ultimate
I told
salesman, man.
we
That's
did,
sick.
we did it though. I had him on the thing in the one time, and I'm like, dude, go faster. I'm like, go fast. But he's trying. Listen, I'm sure maybe you took some of it not because you had other people in your ear, right?
Yeah.
So the one day I could see that this one time he gets me online. Right now we got him on FaceTime, right? And now he's at a park. And he's sitting at the park. And I'm like, "Sir, thirsty? It's time." Like, you're just sitting there. He's like, he's got me down on his FaceTime. So he's like, kind of like this, right? And I'm down here, right? So I'm just seeing him like look around, and he looked like a creeper at the park.
He had nowhere else to go.
Literally nowhere else to go. And that was like the first day that I really like thrown in the towel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So him and we just sat there, we talked. And I said, bro, listen, and I understand pride because he was asking me stuff. He was asking them stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't, what was sad for me about it was if you have a guy this hungry that was like committing to you,
Yeah.
you fucking get a guy like this who would have stayed, you put him next to Franklin.
Yeah.
Because this is the guy who wants to do Franklin shit.
Yeah.
Right? But they didn't. They were just they're so stupid because he got 50 of them. So you're just looking around who can give me anything.
Yeah.
And the rest that are, even though they're trying really hard and getting a couple of sales, well, they could become casualty of the war because I know, and he knows Franklin's 80,000 that he did in a month. I guarantee we call Franklin tomorrow and he shows me his paycheck, which he'd never do, right? I bet you 3 calls those people canceled.
Yeah.
Again, same way you saw them not doing the work. Because they can only do so much. They're not doing the work.
They're not going to have everybody in this whole little place fail because then they're going to see that everybody's failing and that's going to end it very quickly.
Correct.
If one guy's succeeding, then that's hope for you guys to be like, okay, well, yeah, he's doing it. Well, I guess I'm missing something. I'm missing the next step.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it sounds like he's a plant.
Yeah.
It sounds like, or there's others that were planted.
Yeah,
100%.
oh yeah, for sure. And there's no difference than when I worked for, as I told everybody, and everybody who knows me back in the day, when I worked for Stratton Oakmont, the movie Wolf of Wall Street. When I rolled up on that in Merrick, Long Island, okay? When I rolled up on that building, there was a Bentley, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Corvette. There was 20 cars that were there. From Jordan, okay, to the other guy. I forgot the other guy's name. The guy that was played by Jonah, right?
Yeah.
That was my boss. That's the guy I talked to, right? So they sold them that dream. They sold us kids that dream. And I was young. I was 18, 19 years old. And I was like, this is going to be the greatest thing in the world. And I killed it. I told you, no bullshit. I killed it. And what happened was all of a sudden I had morals. I said, I'm robbing old ladies. Even though I was young and dumb at the time, I thought about my grandmother, to be quite honest, right? And that's the exact same thing they did with him. Corvettes, right? They were showing him pictures of Tristan and Chaz and all these.
With Lambo Uruses and
Lambo Urus.
all different kinds.
That's a $1 million car.
Yeah, they took advantage. 100%.
Took advantage. And so what they do is they get a number of guys. They get 100 guys for the summer, right? And they just see who can get them anything.
Yeah,
And every little bit helps.
All he left was go back to Arizona and get another next guy. And
Wow. You know,
that's
Bo was going to come with him. And
Bo was going to go too?
Oh, yeah. And I said, no, Bo.
Bo would have ended very quickly.
Bo would have ended
like,
with an arrest. Yeah, probably an arrest.
Yeah.
Because me and Thirsty know how my guy is, right? I mean, he's super like, set in his ways. He's the greatest guy in the world. We all love him. Biggest heart. Fucking ray of sunshine. Greatest, really a good kid, right? I get very lucky with these guys.
Right.
But he's an asshole at times, right? He's out there and he's like,
Bo's good.
I'm like, dude, you're not doing this. He's like, fuck you, Dad. Fuck you. And then when he's driving here, he's like, yo, you fucking ruined it for me. I could have been out there. So when he comes back, I'm like, he's back, bro.
I think it would have went a little. Nah, actually, he probably would have made it like a week.
Yeah, and then he would have looked at you and said, "We're leaving."
Oh yeah, 100%. Matt would have been like, "No, I don't think so." And he'd be like, "Look, Thirsty, we're out. Yeah, we're out. We're fucking out." He's like, "Either you're getting in this car, or you're walking."
He wouldn't leave you alone. He would be like, "Dude, you."
Yeah, he'd be making him come. For sure. And you know how, like, and one of the funniest things about that would have been him coming at me. You fucking took, because I was just telling him, look, I'm glad you're coming. I just didn't want him to be trafficked. I really was afraid that they were going to take some, and I mean trafficked, he would have been diddled, right? That would have been really weird. But if he was like they got him where he's stuck with no money, right? So the beauty of it is us. So we got some money behind us, so we'd be able to grab him out of it. But again, how many kids couldn't get out of there, right? That's what I was afraid
of. How many of those guys were from out of state? Like, I mean, like, how many guys were like failing? Like, what was their consensus of staying or leaving? Was there like a lot of them like saying "fuck this, I'm out"? Like, I can't do it. Or
I know my last week there was at least 10 people on that probation thing.
We're like, okay, but were they like still nervous because they didn't have any place to go, or like were they in the same predicament that you were?
I don't know, because I honestly am not completely sure how that worked. Because there was a dude, but he ended up getting sent home my first week there, and I think he was from Washington, so I don't know if I doubt that he bought his flight back, because he was one of those kids who didn't have any money.
So they just disposed of him. Like,
yeah,
get out of it.
I want to say that they bought his flight. Yeah, because he was struggling to just buy like groceries every.
He's struggling to buy groceries. So
I'd love to know if they bought his flight.
I'd love to know.
I
think we should go down there one time. Let me get there.
Get to the room.
Dude, no,
They're
let me get-
bringing in the 50-year-olds.
Man, dude, again, if they can make 70, if Franklin could do that at 12 years old, I'll roll him up like a bowling ball and I'll throw him into that room and I'll go make $250,000.
I think my only
No doubt.
advice to like people that are hustling like y'all, because a lot of people don't got that. So right off the rip, you're like a notch above everybody else, because a lot of people ain't doing that. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people got the rich parents and they're just kind of floating through college and they ain't hustling, right?
Sure.
Right.
I think the biggest thing though is just that it takes time. There ain't never the easy money does not come. Somebody's selling you a Lambo or somebody's
Right.
selling you the Porsche.
100%.
Fuck that. It takes time.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Listening to dudes like AC right now, I think is the most valuable takeaway. Like, it's crazy how life works, right? But having the opportunity to like listen to this motherfucker.
Right now I'm here. You know.
Exactly,
Right,
dude. That's
And I
sick.
told him, I said, and I appreciate that, but I've been there. I've done that shit,
Yeah,
right?
that's wild.
As we talk about the
God
podcast.
works in mysterious ways.
Too bad he can't be good and all powerful.
whatever.
Got to pick a lane. So, but I look at it this way. There's no shame from me ever in. And I take Dees as an example, right? And maybe even you. I don't know your background. I know you've done business and stuff, but there's no shame in the guys who go to work every day, Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week, get that big paycheck, right? And retire, right?
Yeah.
It takes it's just a different animal that can live on the edge like I do. Right? Where I could have months where I can make $50,000 and I could have a month where I am asking you for a cup of sugar. Entrepreneurs are adrenaline junkies. We really are. I mean,
I agree with that statement.
I mean, everybody knows I'm an ex-drug addict. I'm a gambler, ex-gambler, right? I am like on the edge of my seat at all times, looking for any opportunity to build and help people build businesses, because I will give all my knowledge out. But I respect the guys like my brother-in-law that went to work for fucking 30 years, retired. He's done making a shitload sitting home. That's that. There are certain people that just are comfortable with that.
There are even times that you're doing what you're doing and you still ask, well, hey man, let me get on that. Like, you jump on the working schedule, try to jump on a regular working schedule, than just your entrepreneurship of doing your
all
own business.
day, dude. All
So
day.
yeah.
I mean, it's just a different breed. There are just some guys that are there, and I hate to use the word doers and makers, because I don't think that's fair. Because again, guys like you in your life, without the jobs that you have, that you do, keeps America running, right? So we try and build wealth in terms of by going for the next thing or hoping that the next thing happens, or building our business because it's our brand. But there are the backbones of a country that make the country work. Without the truck drivers, without the mailmen and the guys that are doing, they're not going to become millionaires. They're never, but they're not looking to become millionaires. What they're looking to do is they're doing their job that they're comfortable with, and they're fucking killing it. As long as you love what you do, that's all that should matter. Now, if you're going to get into my world where you're going to live on that edge of a knife, I will never let you sit at a park and cry about it, because the next opportunity is coming.
Right.
That's it. Next opportunity is coming. And I've even told him, come up here. And right away, the best part of Thirsty, when he comes back, Sherpa and T, he comes there and he tries to sell me bugs. He
It's
literally,
still in me. I couldn't let it go.
and that was not a joke. He is not selling me bug spray because Echo Shield's not here. But he's like, looking at the house, he's like, AC, you got these things hanging around. And I'm like, bro.
Like, these guys right here, these are spider eggs.
Yeah.
Everything
I'm
you've seen right here.
like, bro, you're done, man. He's like, I'm sorry. So now here's another great moment. We're driving. Right? Him and we go out. I'm like, hey, come on, man, get out the house. I want to feel good.
Yeah.
His mom knows he's here. He's safe. He's comfortable, right? And we're driving through, and he's like, AC, it's like, I'd have killed this neighborhood. Like, his mind will not shut off from this minute job he had. It's a minute job. Like, you were there a minute, dude, right?
Well, there's a lot he took in to learn it.
Yeah.
And
I put my all into
yeah,
it.
put his
so.
all
He did,
into it.
and as Sherpa said, man, that's the respect,
Yeah.
to be able to like eat, spicy and hot fucking Ritz in the middle of a day.
Peanut butter crackers too.
With one bottle, like
Yeah.
one time I was talking to him, and I'm like, "Bud, do you have any water?" He's like, "Nah, man, it ran out about 2."
They're not picking me up till like 9. So
They did not pick the guy up till 8. Dude, that's
insane.
insane, bro. It's
Insane.
So, did you at least have a good time? Besides
That's
not
a no.
selling,
That's a no.
but you made some friends.
Yeah, I would say like all the people I met out there really cool. Like genuinely, I wish I could have spent more time with them, but
Yeah.
it was just
Do any of them are any of them around you where you'll see them again, or is it kind of all over the
There's a
place?
few of them that are in Arizona, and then a couple like those 2 brothers that I was staying with. They stay in Utah.
Yeah.
So we're talking about going to some of the Mammoth games
Oh,
next
nice.
season.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got him into hockey, bro.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
They did.
Yeah, we got him into hockey. Him and I have been sitting around watching the Pacers. Pacers should have won that game again the other night.
Last night.
Yeah, they should have won that. They should have won that game. So we watch. He the great thing about him is he sits with the sports. So I think Mybo gets a little jealous. He's like, "Oh, you're back already," and he's not criticizing he's back. He wants to be here with us.
Yeah.
Last I heard, what was he doing? He was up doing a new job too.
No,
wasn't
he's still at he changed dispensaries.
Yeah.
he?
We met at the Mint dispensary. That's where
Okay.
I met.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, and if you know anything about the dispensaries, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, Thirsty, is that you can make commission there too? Don't you guys make commission there?
On certain products, yeah, but it's more tip based.
Oh, tip, right.
Yeah.
And you guys were probably killing it.
Yeah,
I know he was killing it.
Mhm.
You guys just don't like the retail hours because they're very long.
pretty much. Yeah, and then like just the industry out there is starting to die a little bit as well because it was like this big hyped up thing when it first became legal, and then now it's just like everybody's done it, everybody's seen it.
Right.
Yeah, and like our store has a whole kitchen, like where you get infused pizzas, wings.
Oh, really?
Burgers, yeah. So I mean
Wow.
that still attracts people a good amount, but not enough for like how it was 2-3 years ago.
So wait, let's elaborate on that. So wait a second. I walk into this dispensary and I say I want a burger infused with THC.
Yeah.
It's got to be fucking awful.
No, it actually tastes really good.
Come
Oh,
on.
I bet
Genuinely.
nowadays they probably make that.
This
They-
guy.
So they use a butter. That's what they do. Like they infuse 50 milligrams worth into a butter, and then I believe they throw it on after they cook it,
Yeah.
because then that way the heat helps activate the THC.
Right. I'm not laughing at you. I appreciate that you're telling us that, but my mind was somewhere else because every time that I have ever been with the Dees, when there's been some sort of THC around, he turns into fucking, what's the guy who he plays the woman, the black guy who plays the woman.
Oh, Jumanji Man.
No. Shit. He looks like an old grandma. He's got the glass. Tyler Perry.
Oh,
You ever see
Medea.
Medea?
Yeah.
This guy turns into Medea. Right? Every single time we're around weed, even if it's nowhere near him. Oh Lordy, I'm gonna get fired. Oh Lordy, I got a contact high. I got a contact
high.
It's nowhere near him. Right? That's,
Oh,
I
because
could
you're
just
CDO.
Because when
he's got
he
CDL,
does
he's
it,
got all that. Yeah.
he gets very close.
It's so
He's
funny.
so close.
So funny. Every fucking when I tell you Thirsty every time. You could be smoking in at 3 houses away from him and he's high. And he's never high. The guy doesn't do drugs.
I'm
He
a
doesn't
bear.
like to do
I'm a
drugs.
bear guy.
Yeah, right. But he thinks that he's gonna smell it and he's gonna lose his whole life. And so I could just imagine he's over here like, ooh, that's not, he'd never eat a burger with butter with weed on it.
I wouldn't.
He would never I'd be like, hey,
I'd be terrible in that. I wouldn't do good in that. I would be thirsty in those sales. I wouldn't be Franklin. In
No,
those
you
sales.
would not. You'd be like, you. Let me tell you, real butter's better. That's what he said. He'd be like, real butter's better. Yeah. So now, what I was saying to him, Dees, is if he's going to spend some time here, I said, look, we got people that can get him some work, right?
Yeah.
Out there in the world. But again, the beauty of him is he's honest about it, right?
Yeah.
He's going to spend some time here. He's going to go up to Atlanta. He might stay through the end of August, but he's like, he's out there. The minute he comes back, he's on DoorDash. So he's running around trying to make himself money. He's a hustler, right?
I mean, you want to do sales, right? It sounds like you're like a salesman. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, he wants to be a salesman. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. Yeah, there's opportunities here.
Oh, I'm sure. And like I said, if it comes down to where we have a conversation with people that we know, we have conversation with people that we know because he's and I appreciate him. I told him this, take a couple days off, like rewind, like decompress from your drubbing, right? You were diddled down there. So, but no, man, yeah. Even though it was an hour, he's like, I'm going to do some DoorDash, right? We're like, okay. He's like, I'll be back at 8. I was like, dude, it's 7:30, man. He's like, I got to get out there and do something.
You sound like you'd be good in like car sales because you're very. It sounds like you're just very educated on what you're learning. So I could see you like. I mean, I'm not saying car sales is it. I'm just saying like it's very to the boom, 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 boom to the point.
I keep telling them wherever they land, him and Bo. I keep telling them there's certain things they should try. They should get into medical sales.
Yeah.
Medical device sales like MRI machines and things like that. Or you know how much money is in pills?
Yeah.
And there's so much money. There's so much.
You go your morals there, though, bro. I feel like
Why?
I don't know.
The doctors sell the doc.
I know,
the
but that whole
doctors-
industry, I don't know.
Millions. They make
I know.
millions.
you mean
I
like
used
a
to know a
pharmacist?
producer who used to produce all their big events, and I used to have conversation with him about his Pfizer, and he's getting paid big bucks, but he didn't feel good about what he was doing.
Why though?
Like at the end of the day, he didn't feel
Really?
good about what he was taking that money. You know where that money's coming from? Like
Yeah, but there are legitimate people that could use that for real. Like, you know,
the Sackler family, he did like the Sackler family's events, and like what they did, they released the OxyContin and like legitimately killed like millions of people. You know what I'm saying?
But you just remember one thing about that. In the beginning of those sales, there was not enough. Probably the pharmacists that were creating them knew what was the
The
reality.
Sackler family did know they had to pay. Yeah,
But
they
the-
got
right.
found guilty. Yeah,
Understood. But I'm saying the guys didn't know that at that time. So you can't really fault the sales because they weren't having the meetings, and we know these conversations. You and I have talked about them. You have those conversations where they weren't telling the salespeople on the ground that they were addictive medicine, right?
I'm not saying nothing. At the end of the day, like whatever. If
But
you,
no,
if
you
you're
follow
about the
me.
money, I just feel like at some point though, like if you're
But
chasing
medical
that money, you
sales-
still gotta have the balance, morals and
You do.
money, right?
But
You gotta
again, you
have
could
that.
get into
Right.
medical sales of cancer drugs. You can get into medical
or devices, like you were saying.
devices,
yeah,
MRIs.
100%.
There's a lot of money in medicine now.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a lot of money in medical, right? I mean, look, good Christ, thank God. Throw this in for a quick second. Cece, we got the results back. Everything's good. She's
Oh,
been
wonderful.
diagnosed. Yes, thank
That's
you.
big time claps
Yeah.
on that one, buddy.
Yep.
And air horns.
Yeah. She
All of
she
it.
has migraines, so we have to start to
I
deal
feel
with
like
the
a
migraines.
lot of the medical is scams too, though.
But look at how big they are. That
you're right.
That Halifax up there is Advent. I don't know which one's on Clyde
Yeah,
Morris
yeah.
because it's a fucking hotel now, bro.
Halifax, yeah.
It's a hotel. There's valet parking. There is single rooms. There is a cafeteria that rivals some of the steakhouses I've been in. And this was just by her having an MRI.
Right.
It's amazing how much money is in medical. It is what it is, right?
Right.
It's not the greatest for them to be moving people through, as I said, because everybody knows how I talk about my daughter and stuff. And again, she's doing great. But at the end of the day, that's what I think these guys should get into,
Right,
or
maybe.
get into sales of something like a trade show where you sell the booth space for the trade show.
I just say keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Doing,
Something's
yeah.
gonna pop.
Yeah.
I would say
Something's
stick
gonna
with
pop. Just
100%.
keep doing what you're doing.
You got the drive for that, and it seemed. I mean, you made the move. You did the thing. I mean, you have
made
the
the
drive.
move. Did he
yeah.
ever?
yeah, something's gonna pop.
With his fucking, I'm in his car the other day. It's rattling and fucking. I
What's the
said,
name of
bro,
that company again?
Echo Shield.
Fuck that.
Fuck Echo
shit.
Shield. Do not buy bug spray from Echo Shield. And that's AC saying it. Yeah, you can sue me all you want. You know what? You can sue me, motherfuckers, but all you got to do is go to your reviews. We went through his reviews. Was there one good review?
Not
one.
No, yeah. Like
one.
if you click on like the most recent, I mean, like obviously you'll get a few.
Yeah, Franklin.
Good
Franklin
ones.
reviewed a couple.
Yeah.
He said they were great. Yeah.
Yeah, but
The plan.
He had his picture there.
Yeah. No, yeah.
no, but yeah, for the most part, you got people saying like our house has gotten exponentially worse since
Oh,
you started doing it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We started with spiders, now we have snakes.
Right?
Well, we want to thank you for coming in.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate
Right.
you having me.
We
Seriously.
appreciate it. We know you're going to be in one night. We're going to bring you back when we bring your friend in named BK.
BK.
Who BK, we appreciate you, liking every video that we put out and every reel, and stop fucking avoiding me because I need your 4 million followers and shit, you bastard. Yeah, we're going to get you in with him because, I want to say Thirsty, one thing about it is they are good friends, and that shows his loyalty loyalty to his friend because this is a friend of his from high school, that he was a guy that probably was getting some sort of picked on every once in a while, like a lot of us do in high school, you know, and they looked past that and they just became his friend and they've been friends ever since, right? Am I speaking out of turn?
No, that's
right?
perfect.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I love this kid so much because he's a human guy, you know,
He's a good dude,
He's
man.
into humanity and,
Yeah.
and we love meeting BK through you, right? But we want to see this little motherfucker drain some threes.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
wait till you see that, man. I'm telling you, it's a
I
show.
gotta see
Like
it.
it's really a show.
I haven't even seen it. Like I gotta see it. Like I haven't even seen it on YouTube.
He's
or
gonna
anything.
get us the videos.
I
He's
gotta
gonna
watch
get
it.
us
I
the
gotta
videos.
watch
He's
it.
gonna
All
send
of
me the
them.
videos.
Very
and we'll-
excited to meet you, BK.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, he's gonna be a
BK.
little. He's gonna be a little awkward because on his FaceTime, he's a little like, you know, we have to feed him the conversation because again, we're just calling some guy he barely knew, right? I'm like, hey, buddy, you know, man, what the fuck, motherfucker?
Thirsty got on here today. He did great.
Yeah,
He just
Thirsty.
jumped
But
right
Thirsty,
in.
dude, look,
No.
I'm gonna end it with this motherfucker. Okay. I'm gonna end it with this. You better be ready to play us out, Sherpa. This guy does a video 5 years ago.
I've seen
Not
it.
even
It's
4
so
years
random
ago.
to get on.
I've seen
Like
it.
Yeah,
four.
I'm
It's
bragging
like
on
4
it.
years ago.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was that kid.
seen
It
it.
brings me back to my youth, but I didn't have 4
very
million views.
short, but
He
it-
walked in a door.
That's all he did.
That's all he did. You saw it.
I saw it.
He walked in a door, Sherpa. Walked in a door and got 4 million views. And every one of them was a girl. And everyone was like, my throat's thirsty. Am I lying?
Nah, I sent you the link. You can put the link in the description.
We're gonna have to see it.
Yeah.
We are. Dude,
Show
it's,
it.
it's ridiculous, dude. And
we
we're
got
so
it.
appreciative of
We
that.
got it.
Matt, thirsty. We call him both, and that's okay. He doesn't care.
Nah.
We appreciate you. You know, we love you. It was a great story for Echo
Yeah.
Shield. Thank
It's an
God you
honor,
survived.
yeah. Thank you.
You know, we're glad we're glad you didn't get diddled for real.
Yeah,
too.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Sherpa, you know, we couldn't do what we do without you. We had a great production meeting today.
Yes, we did.
And Dees, what do you want to say, Dees?
Like, comment, and subscribe. Like always, leave a review. Grab a brew, baby. Cheers.
And I'm gonna need a favor.
No,
Yeah, I'm gonna need
No.
a favor, Dees.
I will not.
I'm gonna need
I will
I'm gonna need
not.
Thirsty to go over and sell your wife. Make him feel better.
Sell my wife.
Sell your wife.
Go sell her on some bug
Sell her
spray.
on some bug spray.
Okay.
Yeah, what you think I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I was like,
This is trafficking in women. That's
Yeah,
the next
yeah,
move,
she's
man.
definitely a buyer. That scared me for a minute.
I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna have him come over with this new spray. I don't know if you see the new sprayer in the garage. I got the new automatic spray. We don't have to fucking spray.
yeah,
right?
maybe. Yeah, let's do a test. Let him come over and just see. Let's see
We get
what
him
he
a shirt
does.
and a hat.
Just come over and
Just
do the
come
whole
on,
sale.
Yeah, do the whole spiel, right? And then
We'll
she'll pay
videotape
him,
it.
She'll pay him $50. We'll give you the $50 back, but we'll do it. All right. Once again, we appreciate you guys all out there. We're glad Thirsty came in. Matt, we know him as also Matt. Don't worry. Again, what was your mom's name?
Juliana.
Juliana. That's right, Juliana. You know he's in good hands. You better send her this.
Yeah,
You wanna
nah, I
send her?
definitely will.
We love you for checking out on Bo because he was real sick last week, but he's doing better. He had tonsils and all kinds of shit. He was on top of his new girl that he won't tell me about
Love you,
yet,
Bo.
but he will.
Love you, Bo.
Yeah, we love him. All right, and we thank you again. And with that, AC out. Complete Nonsense Podcast is brought to you today by Anglo-American Optical, a 100-year-old manufacturer of high-end English eyewear, produced in the UK, distributed everywhere. Check them out for all your eyewear needs. Anglo-American Optical, Ltd.com. Also, What Do I Care Optical, an online eyeglass retailer specializing in Maui Jim, Ray-Ban, Anglo-American Optical, and many other brands. They offer the best lenses on the market. Check them out at whatdoicareoptical.com. And lastly, Blue Savage Tea, an up-and-coming apparel company that specializes in custom designs of high-quality clothing and apparel. If you can design it, you can imagine it, they can make it. Check them out, Blue Savage Tea on Facebook, or email them any of your apparel needs. Blue Savage Tea, that's BLU, savagetea@gmail.com.